The great thing about filming with your phone is you've got access not only to a great camera, but to a lot of support applications as well. Today we're going to look at a couple of my favorites. Decided to try something a little bit different this week and step outside, do the whole project on my iPhone, and enjoy the beautiful weather that's going on. For reference, this is going to be filmed on an iPhone 15 Pro Max using the 1X camera and filmed in ProRes using the stock application. We've had Filmic Pro for years, we've had Cinema P3 for years, and they're both great apps, but the Blackmagic camera application is a phenomenal addition to the world of filmmaking on an iPhone. The fact that A, it's free is a huge plus, but B, it gives you a lot of the manual controls you want while keeping things simple enough that it's not going to overwhelm you. To anyone who's familiar with filming with a Blackmagic camera, it feels right at home. It's the same UI, it's the same feel as the cameras that I've been using for years for a lot of my professional projects, but it's all within your phone. One of my favorite features is that I can display a LUT live while I'm filming. So I can find a LUT that I like for the phone that works for the look I'm looking for. I use the buttery LUTs a lot. They've got a great look to them. And I love that I can just load that up, film all day long, seeing what it's gonna look like when I go to bring it into post. And then when I'm editing, I can just drop that LUT on it and give it the look I want and then dial it in a little bit more because I'm filming in log. Plus, the fact that you can control your frame rates and you can go to 4K 60 without needing an external hard drive is a huge plus. Next up, anytime you go to film in a location, whether you're inside or outside, it's always helpful to know where the sun is. The sun is going to impact how you light things. I love to use an application called Sunseeker that helps you to literally see where the sun's going to be in the sky during the day. It's going to tell you exactly where it's going to be at any point in the day. You'll see, if you put it in 3D mode, you can literally just move your camera around and you'll see exactly where in the sky using the AR functionality that'll be at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., whatever time you need. Plus, if you know you're going to be filming at a location maybe 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you can change the date on it and it's going to tell you where the sun's going to be on that day. Next up is an application that actually goes hand in hand with Sunseeker called Lumy. The great thing about this, it's a very simple application, but it literally just tells you when golden hour is, when blue hour is. It's going to tell you all the different lighting conditions that are great for photography, video, all in one application. What it does is it sees your location and tells you, hey, sunsets at this time, golden hour is from this time to this time, blue hour is from this time to this time, first light is this time to this time, so on and so forth. The way I use this application actually is it lets you put a widget on your home screen. So when I look at my home screen, I can see when the next golden hour is. I can see when the next blue hour is, first light, all those types of things. So it's a quick way to just be able to glance at my phone and see that information. But if I want to dig in a little bit deeper, then the app's there for me to use that. Next up isn't exactly a filmmaking application, but it's my favorite application these days to keep everything organized. I love Notion. Notion is a note-taking application on steroids. You can obviously just take general notes, but you can drop in any form of media, links to places, and organize everything and interlink all the documents to really get everything where you need it to be. It's what I use to organize a lot of the projects for smartphone storytellers, for a lot of my freelance projects, and any stories I'm telling, I'm using this application to keep all of my details straight. It's one of those applications that's going to overwhelm you a little bit at first when you first start using it, just because there's so much you can do. But the more you play around with it, the more you see just how you can really customize it. I haven't even touched the surface of what you're able to do on this application, but it is a phenomenal place to keep everything organized. Next up is Freeform. This application actually works best on an iPad, I found. I can access it on my phone, I can access it on my Mac, but in terms of actually utilizing the application, I usually will use this on my iPad. But the way I use it is literally as a notepad in meetings. If I'm on a phone call with someone where I'm trying to hear their story, it's a quick way to open up a whiteboard, grab the pencil, and just start taking notes. And I'm able to, as I get more notes, I don't have to make a new page. I just scroll a little bit. And it's not quite a never-ending canvas, but the amount of information you can put on a single canvas means you're not having to really think about like changing pages and doing all these things. You're just able to, the application essentially gets out of the way for you to take your notes. Next up is an application called Slow Fast, which literally helps you to change the speed of your footage from slower to faster, or from slow to fast to slow, whatever you want to do. You can speed ramp it as you want, but you can take footage that's been filmed in really any frame rate and slow it down if you want, speed it up if you want, and the application is completely free. Now, is this as good as doing something like filming in 60 frames a second and then conforming that footage in post to 24 frames a second? No, because you still don't have the extra information, but Slowfast does a pretty good job of making up for that so that it's not as bad as when you sometimes will change the speed of stuff in post. So it's a great option, and it's a free application. Finally is something that's more of a tool that I use as opposed to an application, but it's through an application. When I film on my phone, if I'm not using an external hard drive like I am today, I have to get that footage off my phone somehow. And yes, I can connect my phone to my computer and transfer it over, but sometimes that's not the fastest way to do it. I could AirDrop it, and that's getting a little bit better than it used to be, but still that's a little bit clunky. I found the main way that I will now transfer footage over is after I'm filming, I'll jump into my Photos app, I will select all the clips I filmed, and then I'm actually going to send that to the Files application and put it on my iCloud drive. And what the phone will do is it'll move it to that folder wherever I put it in the Files application, and then it's going to automatically upload those to iCloud, and then I can just walk over to my computer, open that folder on my iCloud, and download the clips, or it should automatically sync them to the desktop. It's not as convenient as using an external hard drive, but I found this to be a very convenient tool so that if I'm out on the field shooting something and I want to make sure the footage is ready when I get back to my computer, I can just do that real quick in the field. It takes 30 seconds from in terms of me, and then the phone's going to do everything else in the background to move it over. There are tons of applications that I use when I'm filming, but these are just a few of the ones that came to mind that I wanted to make sure I shared with you guys. My question is, what's your favorite application that you use on your phone that helps you in your filmmaking? Drop it in the comments and we'll talk about it there. But as always, it's not about the gear, it's about the story.